Good evening everyone. We are at Rye Castle and Heritage Centre. It was closed today. I'm hoping it's not closed for the duration while we're here on holiday. I'll film this bit. I can't film too much over this side because shy guys there. Oh dear. I just got told to off something that rhymes with duck and called another word that rhymes with run that starts with a C. So there we are. Shy guy. No, he don't like Facebook. He's had a lot of problems with Facebook. He's totally off of Facebook. Nothing goes on there of his now, so I don't blame him for that. Facebook can be pretty nasty at times, so there you go. That's the lavatory block. If the castle's open tomorrow, we'll get a tour of that. Looks as though it's going to roar it down again soon. Quite a few of these cannons here. That'll make a nice screenshot. Very old rusty anchor there. It's been popped in that corner. Here is a cannon from the time of George III. 55-pounder, I think that is. Oh crumbs! And that's where you put your gunpowder and fire, and away you go. Bam! Oh, it's a 32-pounder. Look, 32 PR, 32-pounder. Oh, I say, how hard it? Plugged it up. You would not wish to be on the receiving end. That over there is a little shed thing for the binmen, the road sweepers, where they store their carts, the road sweeping carts. There were guns over here in Napoleonic times, and also again, I think it was in the Second World War, this bit was armed, because you get a pretty decent view of the river and everything, which I'll show you now. Oh, right. There we are. That's Rye Harbour, or the River Rother, I believe that is. And it goes right out to sea. You get a nice view. Alright. Oh. Ypres Castle 17th Century Inn, which is down that way. This has got a garden in it, and also the man's jail. This was the town jail as well for quite some time, and it's got a woman's jail in there. And last time we came, it was quite funny. It was a new thing they'd set up, a hologram thing that comes on the wall, which is a life-size Victorian female prisoner, and you do not expect it, and you're like, oh my god, thinking it was something ghostly, but it wasn't. It was technology. There we are, Rye Castle. I bet it's £4 or £5 to get in something like that. You've got the church over there, which we've seen. There we are, Rye Castle. Hopefully we'll get the inside of that one tomorrow. Oh, thank God we're parked nearby. Cankles are killing me. And it's turned quite cold, I must admit. There's another nice view at the end of that, but honestly, I'll show you it tomorrow. I honestly don't think any of us have got the energy to walk any further. Right, guys and girls, so that's Rye Castle, and a pretty decent view, if I do say so myself. This is nice of a night time as well. It's all lit up at night time. Very spooky round here, all haunted apparently. Very haunted town is Rye. Right, so I hope you all enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a like and a share. If you didn't enjoy it, tough shit. Take care everyone, and see you all soon. I'm only joking. Good afternoon, ladies and gents. We're in Rye Castle, and the Cross of Sacrifice is the First World War memorial we've just looked at in the churchyard, designed by Reginald Bloomfield. Just pause and read for any of the descriptions as usual, and this is the design of his cross, which is on the cross outside. So that was the first most interesting piece of history. The bridge gibbet, a tale of crime and punishment. Oh gosh. And they used to imprison people in those until you died. That's a horrible way to go. But quite obviously, a very fantastic weight loss plan, as you can see. This was also the town, pardon me, the town prison as well for many, many years, which you can read about there. And the ladies' jail is outside, so we'll look at that later. Security cell, believed to be where John Breed was confined prior to his execution on the 8th of June 1742. So John Breed is the man we've just seen in there in the gibbet. My God, can you imagine being confined in here? I would go absolutely stir crazy. Oh, that's better. Let's turn the flash off. Let's put it on. This is the Herbalist Room for in medieval times, obviously. The only medication that they had would have been from herbs, or vastly, and a lot of that was done by housewives, as something I've mentioned before. And the funny thing is, my nan and her family, some of them were travellers, Romany travellers, years and years and years ago. And my nan's nan, she knew a lot of herbal remedies and stuff. And when I was ill once with bronchitis, my nan made me this stuff to gargle with. It was absolutely disgusting. But it really helped, far better than the stuff the doctor had given me. So, there we are. And I wish I could convey the smell, because it smells absolutely lovely in here. Herbs used in wartime through the ages. Do the downstairs bit first, and then we'll go and do the upper floor. Ouch. My leg and back is absolutely killing me at the moment because of all the walking and the dampness, but I don't care because I've actually quite enjoyed myself. Funny enough, some years ago, when I was a little bit younger, there's pictures of me with these on, these helmets and armour through the Middle Ages. And this is something I really love. This is the chapel from the Middle Ages. Just pause and read, and that's the wind you can hear. And that's where the altar and shrine and that would have been to Christ and the Virgin and Mila. Crossbows. English Civil War Commonwealth fish-tailed helmet replica. Conical helmet replica worn at the Battle of Hastings by Normans and English in 1066. Cannons at Rye Castle. You'll be seeing some more of these. We filmed the outside bit of it yesterday, but it was closed yesterday, got her a bit late, so Camber Castle. That might be one we do. One of Henry VIII's castles, that was. Henry VIII built an extensive range of castles and fortifications because the French and the English were not getting on very well with each other at that time, I'm afraid. Yeah, that's better. Swords. This is all interactive stuff. It's a cudgel. That with another one tied onto it would make an nunchuck. It probably would have had a baldric on the end of it, like a spiked metal ball. Only a knight or someone with a bit of money could have afforded a sword, and this is really heavy, believe it or not. I knew a battle axe once, but we separated. I can really feel the wind blowing through that door and hear it. Obviously we're so near to Hastings that the Battle of Hastings would have affected this area quite badly as well. Well, affected the whole of England. But just pause and read. And all that walking you can hear about is upstairs is the guys having a look around while holding our filming. Rob's taken the boys up to the top of the church tower, which I'm surprised was open today, but I wanted to see that, so that they shall see. Uncle Rob's very obliging. Although they're good kids, those. They were trashed yesterday when we got back to the van. Made me laugh. Because on the way back, the youngest one, he went, "I'm really tired." I went, "But are you vomiting with, nearly vomiting with tiredness?" He went, "Yeah." Could you be an archer? I'm putting my full weight against that, so imagine you're holding that with your arm, and that's like, and I weigh a good 14 and 15 stone nearly. Funny thing is, I watched an archaeological dig recently, and when they dig up longbowmen, they normally can tell because the bones in their shoulder there's a bone thing there that's meant to be fused, but it's not separated. The children in medieval times, right up until Tudor times and that, were made to practice with the longbow. That was really the only sport they were allowed to do, especially on a Sunday. Practicing with the longbow, which served two reasons. The country didn't have a standing army in those days, so you had lots of ready trained men and young boys for if a war kicked off, and if not, you had a population of fit and well trained people. Policeman's truncheons, look. Handcuffs, but they chafed.
Hello.
There's the guns.
This is drying. Plus, it's drying.
Look at the store lock.
It's a little more than this.
Hundreds of years old.
Well,
here's the advantage of being only 5'7" tall. I don't bang my head when it says mind your head. I've only ever done that once, and that was on something that was even shorter than me. Interestingly enough, these stairs in castles, oh that's better, Each one of them is usually a different height from the other. It's trip stairs, so anyone invading, running up would trip. Also, this stone or log column there, well, if you're right-handed, when you're running up the stairs, this column makes it really hard to strike with a sword. But if you're standing from above and defending, very easy to stab and thrust out. Trip stairs. Normans, oh, look, they've had woodworm in that. I know all about woodworm, I had woodworm once. Death watch beetle. Woke up, both my legs were gone. No, I'm only joking. I had bought an old piece of furniture and unfortunately said old piece of furniture was riddled with woodworm. So yes, we was most angry about that. Right. Flash off. If this is over 30 minutes long, I'll two-part it. Uniform coatee of Lieutenant Colonel T.D. Lamb, Cinque Ports, Fencible Cavalry, 1794 to 1807. Goodness gracious me. Uniform coatee of Lieutenant Colonel T.D. Lamb, oh, this is his as well. Cinque Ports Volunteers, 3rd Battalion, 1796 to 1807. Don't forget, like, in the Second World War, you had the Home Guard. In the Napoleonic era, you had the Volunteers, which was known as the militia, and they were the Home Guard. They would defend, because all the soldiers were away fighting Nappy or Napoleon. Napoleon is what they called him, Old Nappy, or Old Boney. And you had the Home Guard, who would defend at home, and they were very well trained in the 1700s and obviously quite willing to defend their homes. Look at that, look. HMS Rye, the first HMS Rye was built in 1696 as a 32 gun 5th rate warship. Revenge. Sir Francis Drake came into Rye on the Revenge on the 8th of August 1588 during the Spanish Armada campaign. Oh, I didn't know that. Ah, how interesting. I love old model ships. I've got a ship in a bottle at home that was a 18th birthday present, something I really love because it's in an old gin bottle. Cinque Ports Rifle Volunteer Corps. That's a model of the town. See, in those days, as I say, the sea came right into Rye. It wasn't miles back as it was. Right, this room is quite interesting, and I hope this thing is working. The Smuggler's song. Brilliant. I think if this works, this is good.
A Smuggler's Song
by
Rudyard
one.
Kipling. If you wake at midnight and you hear a horse's feet, don't go drawing back the blind, nor looking in the street. Them as ask no questions, they ain't told a lie. Watch the wall, my darling, while the gentlemen go by. 5 and 20 ponies trotting through the dark, brandy for the parson, baccy for the clerk, laces for a lady, letters for a spy. Watch the wall, my darling, while the gentlemen go by. Running round the woodland, if you chance to find little barrels, roped and tarred, all full of brandy wine, don't you shout to come and look, nor use them for your play. Put the brushwood back again, and they'll be gone next day. If you see the stable door setting open wide, if you see a tired horse lying down inside, if your mother mends a coat cut about and tore, if the lining's wet and warm, don't you ask no more. If you meet King George's men dressed in blue and red. You be careful what you say and mindful what is said. If they call you pretty maid and chuck you neath the chin, don't you tell 'em where no one is, nor yet where no one's been. Knocks and footsteps round the house, whistles after dark. You've no call for running out till the house dogs bark. Trust his ear and pinch his ear, and see how dumb they lie. They don't fret to follow when the gentlemen go by. If you do as you've been told, likely there's a chance you'll be give a dainty doll all the way from France, with a cap of Valenciennes and a velvet hood, a present from the gentleman along of being good. 25 ponies trotting through the dark, brandy for the parson, baccy for the clerk. Them as ask no questions, ain't told a lie. Watch the wall, my darling, while the gentlemen go by.
That's brilliant, I love that one. The Hawkhurst gang, this is the one I was on about in Murage Street. Hawkhurst gang, they were a gang of highwaymen and they ran from Murage Street and they weren't very nice. A Smuggler's song. And I like the old Kent accent as well that she does it in, it's brilliant. This will be over 30 minutes, this one, so I'll do it as a two-parter for Facebook. Haul Away Joe. We'll listen to one more to Haul Away Joe. Right, that's your lot now. You can have some of the others in September when I return. No, no, I'll have no arguments from you. That's enough now. I'll put you in the corner. Only joking. I got a quirky sense of humour. Just have to get used to me or steer clear, whichever you prefer. Thieves and felons. Blunderbuss, that. Cooper's axe. I wonder what that was. I thought it might have been an execution axe, but it's not. Town Crier's bell. Rye Harbour lifeboat disaster. 15th of November 1928. I've covered that one. If you want to see about that, look at my Rye Harbour Church video and you'll see about that one. Cooper's tools, barrel making. Cooper's axe, which is Cooper was a barrel maker, which most of you will probably know, but some may not, so I'm not being pedantic or anything, just I was just trying to help, alright. That's our hourglass. an octant, I thought it was a sextant. 17, 13, no. Octant. Apex patent quadrant. Medieval tiles. This would have been another prison room, I should imagine. That's the outside, and look how miserable it is today. So it's castle, pop to a few shops, and then go back to the thingy, because it's not very nice out today. I'll let you get a gorgeous view though, I'll say that for it. Get some screenshots from that if you wouldn't mind, guys and girls. Details of the castle be in the description, of course. Shed load of shipwrecks in the channel and the bay here. Hiya. Romney Marsh. Do not touch man traps. Fred, who we used to go and stay with, he had one of these and didn't use it, of course. It was from his great-granddad's time, but of a night time they used to put them outside the barn doors, because in the old days people used to come in and try and steal. Obviously people were hungry, I know that, but the farmers don't mess about. Neither do gamekeepers, so hence the man traps. Century knocker. Oh, we saw the replica of that in Rye Church yesterday. If you want to see that, watch that video. Raven of Rye.
You can go here.
Access to viewing terrace. To put my hood on. Isn't that nice? What's going on? But you get good views from here, so. Right. So we shouldn't be out here long, my little chickadees. Oh, it's not too bad. Oh, okay. The old George. That's what we like to see, isn't it? This is the garden, and the ladies' jowl is in there, which we'll be seeing in a minute. Yeah, this is definitely going to be over 30 minutes. A question to all my Facebook viewers: are you able to watch my YouTube videos when I put them on Facebook? Like, because sometimes with the longer ones it's just easier to put the thing on YouTube rather than doing a two-parter. Let me know in the comments section, please, if you wouldn't mind. And I'd be candid grateful to there. No, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's the herb garden down there, by the way. A lot of the herbs that are in that room are grown down there. Herbal medicines were a big part of life, really, until modern medicines came along. And herbal medication is still a big part of modern life, aren't they, really? So, I mean, who among us haven't taken something herbal every now and then? Or smoked something that's herbal every now and then? I don't do things like that, though, because I'm a good boy, I am. That's a door and a half, and look at the lock on that, look. Thumb. Solid. Right. Back in we go.
Really?
My God, the place is filled with Americans. And chicken. I like Americans. I've got American ancestry myself. And American cousins. And the majority of them are very nice people. This is the guard rope, the privy. Ah, it's Thunderbox where they'd take the shit. And straight out that would go. And people hung their woolen clothes in guard robes as the noxious odours kept the moths away. That's how I was going to tell you, but it's true. They hung their garments in there because it kept the lice and the moths at bay. And when, in the age when people started wearing periwigs and wigs, they kept those above, either in privies or above rancid pots of pea to keep the lice away. So that's nice, isn't it? Right, turn that off. And back down we go. And then it's the garden bit to do now. So I'll get it to the bottom of the stairs and then we'll go and do the garden. I love the way the structure it's all built and everything. It's for a very small castle. When you go inside, it's surprising it isn't that small, really. And don't you dare anyone say, I bet you say that to all the ladies, will you? So I'll hunt you down like a bloodhound. Oh. Arrow slip windows. Guys and girls, we are back where we started, so I'll end this one here. Right, ladies and gentle personages, you'll be seeing the other bits of the castle. I may put getting merged first or last, I'm not sure yet. I don't know yet. Oh, it's dry in this bit. Oh, that's where the... Yuck, that's where the toilet would have come out from. Oh, how common. Have you got your entrance ticket? Please take care of the steps as you enter. Okay. Entrance tickets only. There we are. Nut wheel's up there. And this is the herb garden with all its herbs, of course. Oh, for God's sake. Put my umbrella in my bag again and getting caught up on everything. Yeah, they're up there. Lavender, primrose, box, lavender, periwinkle, rosemary. That's good for the throat, that is. Got sore throat. Sage or rosemary. Soapwort. Before soap as we know it came along, the poor people, you crush that up and lather it and it makes like a lathery soap type thing. It doesn't smell nice. It doesn't smell of anything actually. But that's what some people used to use for soap. But it's in the 1830s because it was built to house women prisoners. It's believed to be the only women's prison to survive unaltered from the 1800s to the present day. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? take the umbrella off, it's getting on my nerves now. I'll leave it here. May you be damned by Jesus Christ for all eternity. The umbrella, not anyone else, but yeah. Oh, the hologram's gone. That frightened the shit out of me last time. There was a hologram thing on the wall last time. Pallias. Mattresses filled with straw. Oh shit. That made me jump.
And here you shall stay until 2 weeks hence. That is your bed, Jane. Sit down upon it and listen to me. All right, ma'am. You are to keep yourself and the cell clean. When the bell rings at 6 in the morning, you will rise immediately and be ready to take your slop bucket for emptying and your water can to be filled. You will then sweep the cell, make your mattress into a neat roll, and wash yourself. Bread and gruel will be brought at 7:30. If you and your cell are not clean and neat as you may be at that time, you will not receive your ration.
And not much of it, and staying alive.
Silence, Mary. After breakfast there will be prayers, and may they do you good. Then you will work until noon, picking oakum. At noon there will be an hour of exercise and then dinner before you resume your work.
With bleeding fingers and a back so sore.
Silence, Mary! You will have nothing but bread and water until the end of next week. Oh. After supper you will sew. You are permitted 1 hour for Bible reading before lights out. After lights out, sewings will be strictly observed. Do you understand, Jane?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you smoke a pipe?
Yes, ma'am.
Give it to me.
Do you
Tobacco
smoke
is
a pipe?
forbidden. I don't expect many in your family can write, but you may receive letters. My husband, the jailer, or I will read them first, mind. I shall leave you now. Take care not to follow the example of your cellmate, or you shall have the same hard fate as her. Or find yourself in irons.
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am. 3 bags full.
I don't want to get into more trouble.
What are you in for anyway? Can't be much of you, only got 14 days.
I took a loaf of bread from off a windowsill. Well, my bill's been gone that long and I had nothing to give the children. And... Well, what have you been here for?
And there was me thinking I was the talk of the town. I'm Mary Reed. What was caught with 1 1/2 gallons of fine French brandy with no duty paid. I would have made a pretty penny had I sold it.
What did you get then?
6 months, of which half is served. They would have let me off for a fine of £100, but I didn't have a shilling.
It's hard in here then. I mean, that matron is a sour old bag.
Hard enough. But better than those new London prisons where there's no talking and everyone locked up in separate cells, or being shipped to Australia. What have you done with the children in the workhouse?
No, my sister's got them. She's a terrible drinker and it makes her careless. I hope they don't go falling in the fire or the harbour. Little one's just 3. I wanted to bring him, but they said that a 3-year-old was old enough to do without his mother.
That's it! Put on the candle! Keep silence!
Yes, Mom.
What's this bed made of? Rocks?
The rocks will be less itchy. There's straw inside. Wait a while, it'll start to poke through. Cold too. Good night.
Very good. That was... made me jump there, I must admit, when it came on, as I didn't expect that. Phone case away. Victoria Regina, AD 1837. That's the year Queen Victoria came to the throne, so. Very interesting. Can you hear that? Ah, there's babbies in there. That old cauldron, that's that. Oh, it's been a most charming day. Even though the weather's bad. That's what you make of it, really, isn't it? Ladies' mantle. Artemisia. Good for ladies' problems, that one. It is good for camp. Und lady problem. Right, guys and girls, that concludes our, hope you found it as interesting as I always do, tour of Rye Castle. Take care, everyone, and I shall see you all soon. Tomorrow, hopefully, when it's drier. Take care, everyone. If you all enjoyed, please give it a like and a share. Thank you.